I clicked go live. There we go. Okay, so how's everybody doing today? I'm going to be playing the park. From what I saw, it's about an hour to an hour and a half. So we'll be here playing the game. If you guys want, you can ask questions, whatever. We can chat while we play. Park is a narrative experience best played in a dark room wearing headphones. Ooh. Deals with subject matter that may be disturbing to some players. Hopefully, it won't disturb the rest of you. Okay.
In my heart and mind, I always return to Atlantic Island Park.
Where's Mr. Bear?
I haven't seen Mr. Bear, Callum. Stay in the car. We'll go and ask information.
Okay, so going to ask information. Now if you... Hey Sam, how you doing?
Attention patrons, the park is now closed. Please make your way to the car park at your earliest convenience. Employees prepare the park for shutdown.
Interact.
Callum was born the day this place opened. This is his favorite place in the world.
I had a heck of a time actually getting this thing to actually work. It's actually not staying on a single screen for me.
Hey, Lorraine. Lorraine! Don't blame yourself, Lorraine. People lose things all the time. Take a deep breath and think about the last place you saw your son's teddy bear. Hey, stop!
Did he just run through the
I think
gate?
your boy just ran into the park.
Fantastic.
I'll unlock the gates for you.
But don't help me out or anything, you know?
Callum, I told you to wait in the car.
This way, Mommy.
Audible clues to guide you. Okay. Nathaniel Winter welcomes you to Atlantic Island Park. Nathaniel Winter looks friggin' weird. Okay, I can't
There's
actually
something special
walk
about the
forward.
entrance to an amusement park. A line drawn
I'm
between
doing
the
good,
real
Sam.
world and the world of
Doing good.
whimsy within. On this side, the apathy of our everyday lives. And on the other, anything we might dare to dream. It's no wonder Callum ran back inside. I wouldn't want to leave either.
Attention employees, the park is now closed. Have a safe journey home.
Well, that's encouraging right there, isn't it? Whoa. Already getting freaky. All right, so...
Oh God. The park. What
okay,
happened here?
We can run now.
It's
What do we
easy to
got?
get lost here.
Ferris wheel, Octotron, Tunnel of Tales, House of Horrors. We're at the Slideshow Alley. And over there is the roller coaster and bumper cars. So, yeah, it took me a while to actually get this thing to work for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Wait, Callum!
Oh, it's literally a toggle on off. So if I just hit it, I don't have to hold it down. Okay.
You can't catch me.
Hey, there he is. Because for some reason, when I had it windowed full screen, the OBS did not want to actually stream it for some reason. That looks friggin' awesome. What's this? Carrie Killian is Satan's whore. Well, first off, that needs an apostrophe, and second off, rude. What we got here? That's nice. Oh ho! Is this a furry mascot I see? Examine the stone.
Come back, Callum. I think this belongs to Callum.
Shouldn't you know what your kids' shoes look like? Okay. Hey!
Chad the Chipmunk, huh? Just a drunk guy in a suit.
The clown game. Chad the Chipmunk welcomes you to Atlantic Park. Chad can be seen daily in ice sculpting shows. Following locations: 11 a.m. the Sideshow Alley, 1 p.m. the Octatron, 3 p.m. Park entrance. Chad the Chipmunk. Worst in class. Chad can't even seem to pass. Chad gets angry, likes to fight. Chad is beaten every night. Chad will have a dead-end job. Chad will die a useless slob. Well, there you go.
What's this?
Purchase the land on Solomon Island for a pittance, I might add. Whatever old Archie Henderson did to the locals, just the mention of his name had people slamming doors and locking shutters from the moment I arrived on the island. My lawyers had arranged everything in advance, but the realtor still had to come and deliver the keys to me personally. He took it upon himself to offer me another warning. I don't know what you're planning to do with this land, Mr. Winter, but the soil here is bitter and with a curse carried from the old country. Old man Henderson, he did terrible dark things. The land remembers, sir. I dismissed him shortly afterwards, mostly amused by his pathetic attempts at warning me off. I have a great vision for this place, and the will to see that vision through to the very end. Atlantic Island Park, the name is perfect, and I cannot imagine it being anything else. This is the start of something amazing, and something... Did you guys hear that? This is a clown game? I've not heard it called a clown game. I heard more wicked laughing. This is the, what, the Tunnel of Tales?
Callum, stay where you are!
Is it this way? I'm thinking.
Come on, Mommy.
Where is he? Didn't even say that from me. Is he up here? I guess we're getting in the boat. So how's everyone doing today? How's everybody's day been going? Going through a boat ride. Oh, this shouldn't be too long, I guess. Well, it depends on how far back it goes. Haven't seen any clowns yet, but that, of course, does not mean that there's no clowns. We saw Chad the Chipmunk. Does he count?
Near a great forest, there lived a poor woodcutter, his wife and his 2 children. A boy named Hansel and a girl named Gretel. They were very poor and had very little to bite or sup.
Oh, here we go.
What will become of us? The woodcutter asked his wife one night. I tell you what, husband, we will take the children into the thickest part of the forest tomorrow and abandon them there. No, my wife, I cannot do that, said the man. Then we will all 4 starve, you fool. Hansel and Gretel overheard their parents talking, and Gretel began to weep. Do not fret, Gretel, Hansel said. He crept out of the hut and gathered white stones from the ground to fill his pockets.
That's their job, isn't it, Sam?
The next morning, the
I got 3
woodcutter
myself.
leads the
That seems to
children
be all
into
they
the
do.
forest. Before they leave, their mother gives them a slice of bread and warns them that they will get no more food that day.
Or ever.
Clever Hansel leaves a trail of white stones behind them as they pass into the woods. When their father leaves them, the children wait a while, then follow the trail back to their parents' house. After receiving a thorough scolding from their parents for getting lost in
What's
the
the weird
woods,
freak-out
the
thing
children
going
are
on
sent
for?
to bed without any supper. Hansel tried to sneak out and collect more white stones, but found that the door was locked. "Tomorrow I will take them into the woods myself," the wife told the woodcutter. In the morning, their mother gave them a slice of bread and led them deep into the forest once again.
What in the world?
Hansel broke his bread into pieces and left a trail of breadcrumbs to lead them safely home. But hungry-eyed birds snatched up the breadcrumbs and his trail was
You
destroyed.
seem to be freaking out about something, but I can't tell what. I'm not seeing, like, anything pop up.
Abandoned by their parents and unable to find the trail home, the children wandered in the forest for 3 days.
Surprised this is on after they've closed. So here's a fun fact. I'm actually playing with
The
this
children
game
stumbled into a
that
clearing with an
it's slightly off my
exceedingly
first
strange
screen.
house.
because
its walls
it
were
wouldn't
made
play
of
in full
gingerbread,
screen windowed mode, so
and
I had
its
to like
windows
find
were
a
panes of clear sugar.
size that's
Hansel,
just ever
desperately
so
hungry,
slightly
ran forward
bigger
and
than the
began
window,
to
because if
nibble
not, it
on the
would have been
walls.
smaller. I'm sure it would have looked weird on screen, so if you think things look slightly off center, they are.
Nibble, nibble, little mouse. Who is nibbling at my house? An old woman emerged from the house, sniffing the air and peering around with cloudy eyes. "Oh, you dear children, who brought you here? Just come in and stay with me. No harm will come to you." But Hansel and Gretel stayed back, for the old woman reminded them of their cruel mother. "Come, children, don't be afraid. I have something for you." The old woman offered them 2 enormous lollipops. The children took them and began to eat. "You see, nothing to fear here. Come inside," the old woman urged, and the children, still licking their sweets, followed.
Okay.
Once
Guess we hit the
inside
side
house,
there?
the old woman changed.
What are we
She
hitting?
stuffed Hansel into a cage and put Gretel to work, sweeping and cleaning her hut. "Your brother will make a good mouthful," the old witch told Gretel. "Once he is fattened up, I shall feast upon him." Time passed, and poor Hansel refused to eat, fearing the day
Right,
that
Loki?
the witch would eat him. The witch, for her part,
At
grew
least we
impatient.
see the ending coming
"Today
up soon.
I will cook and eat your brother, Gretel. Climb inside
It
and
almost
light
wouldn't
the
surprise
oven."
me if this would this takes up most
Gretel
of the time
pretended not
in
to
the stream.
understand. "I do not know how. Where is the opening?" "Fool!" the old witch
Oh,
said.
there we go.
"The opening is here!" And she moved to show Gretel.
It's the first one on the opposite
Seizing her
side.
courage, brave Gretel gave the witch a shove, and the old crone tumbled forward into the oven. Gretel slid a large iron bolt over the door to the oven. Gretel freed her brother Hansel, and together they lit a fire beneath the oven. And though she screamed and begged, the children sat by the oven until her screams had stilled and the witch was cooked.
At least they have meat to eat, right?
And then, because even children can't survive on sweets,
Twisted.
they divided up the
I
body
like
of the
that.
old witch and ate her.
That's cool looking. Okay, so... Oh, that's pleasant. There we go. Do I get out now? Certainly not wanting to go back to another ride. That was a little... That was a bit long. And, dull. Let's keep going.
Hansel
Yeah.
and Gretel. I used to read it to Callum when the electricity was shut off. Those poor children. The whole world against them.
Looks like we're going to the
forest,
Octotron.
the birds, the old witch, even their own parents. I used to imagine that Callum and I were the kids in that story. Not mother and son, but brother and sister, hand in hand against the unkind world. We were always hungry, looking for our own house made of candy, looking for the sweetness that could take the pain away. Hunger leads people to desperate, terrible places where the tree branches reach like claws.
I mean, the game looks good. It came out in 2015, and it's still, I mean, it's obviously not the best, but it looks good. It's got its solid god rays all of a sudden from the moon of all things, but it does a good job of, you know, building its atmosphere.
Another accident. This place.
What in the world? Despite the... Ooh, that's loud. Despite the constant interruptions to work, Atlantic Island Park will be opening on time. The governor is booked to cut the ribbon, so the only real question is whether we will have any customers. I'm not truly worried. The customers will come out of simple curiosity. I deduced what was needed from the banned writings of Archie Henderson. It's astonishing to think that a resonance of positive emotions can be used to fuel such a process. Henderson himself chose to use negative, and that caused some of the taint that still lingers in this place. I will not make his mistakes. Very soon, I will know if this has all been for nothing. Huh. That's actually the moral of the story. Hansel and Gretel were always cannibals, and their parents just got rid of them so that they, what am I trying to say? So they wouldn't eat them. I mean, so far the story's interesting. It's got a good reason for you to be here. It doesn't have a... I'm not really sure what the a logical method of being here, though. It's like it's like a 7-year-old kid. You can't just go and catch up to him, grab him real quick. Was I supposed to get the teddy bear? Oh, a little late now, right? The Octotron.
This old thing used to make the blood run to my head. Make me dizzy. The guy just snapped. Those poor kids.
Taking ice carving while looking at photographs. Lawrence wanted to go over to him, but I've always been a bit wary of those suits to give me the creeps. Okay, I just think they have something against me now, at this point. Anyway, the chipmunk man, he was carving and picking away at the ice, and at first we thought he was making some animal like a tiger or lion, But as more and more ice fell away, when you first looked, it's like a human face smiling out of the block of ice. The more you looked at it, the more you saw that there was something not quite right about the proportions, something unnatural that made your heart begin to beat just a little bit faster, like you were prey and that thing in the ice was a hunter. But then these teenagers walked up and one of them made a face at the carving and said something rude to the guy in the chipmunk suit, and then, well, he went berserk. For a few moments, it was chaos. Everybody was running away from the guy who had one of the teenagers on the ground, and he stabbing with the ice pick, and blood was spraying, and people were screaming, and Frank and I had the kids, and we were dragging them away as fast as we could. And the last thing I saw before Frank dragged me away was the eyeball of one of those poor kids had landed on the ice sculpture, making the horrible creature look more or less alive. Brilliant! Okay, so apparently Chad the Chipmunk had his fill of people making fun of him and his fursuit. Oh, come on, Piper. Clouds aren't evil. Ride the Octotron. We get to ride the Octotron? Increase the speed. Decrease the speed. Decrease the speed. Can we decrease it again? Is that how we stop it? Yeah, I guess so. Full stop. Let's ride. Woo! I used to love these things. We used to have a theme park out here called Miracle Strip. And we had something very similar inside of what was called Dante's Inferno. And hello? Was there somebody in the box? It looks like there's someone in that box. Let's see if we can... Oh, we're not going down. Oh! That's nice and freaky. That was cool. Oh, is this... There is someone in the box. Is it that same dude? Is there a guy still in the box? Nope, not anymore. Because that's not weird. Ooh, we have two paths we can take. Ferris wheel or... What's over here?
Treachery hides in thoughts.
Let's check this way.
Treachery that lashes like a whip and scars our insides.
Oh, you played it, Logan. No spoilers then. No spoilers.
My thoughts betrayed me. I looked down at this wrinkled, red, bawling thing and I thought, is that it? We build our world from expectations, and the world that I had built for Callum was no different. He was so real, so there, and so far from my expectations. And they shattered, and as they fell in pieces, that one treacherous thought became a new foundation. All of the love that we shared, all of the warmth and goodness that followed, built on a single, traitorous thought.
Let's get this. I thought working in the park for a summer would be a lot of fun, but the end of season here really drags. There aren't that many tourists, and so most of the staff spend their days around gossiping. And most of that gossip is about Chad. I mean, Steve. See? Even I am starting to call him Chad, and I went to school with the guy. It's that goddamn suit. In the beginning it was a laugh. Steve, the local lush, is Chad the Chipmunk, child-friendly mascot at Atlantic Island Park. Lock up your daughters and all of that. But the more he wears that suit, the weirder Steve is getting. At first it was little things, like refusing to change out of the suit at work, and taking it home with him every day. But then I saw him at Susie's diner, still wearing it, and it wasn't even a work day. Some of the staff complained, discreetly, to park management about the smell, and I saw him walking and talking with Mr. Winter, the owner, one day. but nothing seems to have changed. The suit still smells like a carcass whenever Steve walks by, and apparently Steve has picked up some new skills since the last time I saw him puking up in a gutter outside the cycle station? No. Because he sure as hell can carve a mean ice sculpture. Those shapes he makes in the ice, though, they give me the creeps. Steve came by the booth today, lucky me, and he just hung around for a while. I couldn't really tell because of the suit, but it seemed like he was just staring at me, sizing me up, eye-fucking me, whatever he was doing. I asked him what he wanted, and he just stood there, not saying anything. Eventually, I called my supervisor, and when he came by, Steve wandered off. My supervisor told me to put everything in writing, so here it is. Also, I quit. I don't want to see that chipmunk ever again. Laura Henman. Whoa, hello. Okay. See you later, Logan. I don't know, Piper. I honestly don't know. We know Chad the Chipmunk is the mascot of the park, and that something bad happened. Like, he went freaking crazy and started stabbing a bunch of teenagers, popped one's eye out at least, and then it's the guy who's wearing the mascot suit itself.
Constant crashes and 80s music.
I'm not sure if he's an actual furry. He is on the, Hello? Do I not get to go in? Okay. Can I go this way, I guess? Yep. Examine device. She's got a tattoo on her wrist. Okay. So what are we seeing now? How you doing, Posry? Let's see. Anything in here that we can examine? Anything like that? No? Maybe we can play some bumper cars. That'll be fun. Guess not. Maybe? Like this one's on. Examine accident report. Let's see. Employee name Francis Dufresne. Dufresne? Seriously? Okay. Andy Dufresne. Nice shopping reference. I like that. Time and date of accident, 25th October 1976. Job title, labor working on the crane. Supervised person Richard Stephens. Brief description of the incident. During the transport of the bumper cars into the arena, one of these straps attaching the load to the trunk came untied, causing a cascade of bumper cars onto Francis, who was standing directing the driver. Francis was crushed by the weight of the cars. Francis was killed. Did the injured employee see a doctor? I mean, yeah, I guess a coroner counts. If yes, did you file an employee's portion of a workers' compensation form? Yes. Supervisor's comment, Dexter, the truck driver, claims to have seen someone on the back of the load undoing the straps. Nobody else reported seeing that. The sheriff has requested that Dexter provide them with urine samples. What could have been done to prevent the accident/incident? Double checking the straps after transit should be mandatory, and drug screening for all drivers. Have the unsafe conditions been corrected? No. So, Boom! Look at that. I guess they want us to go that way. And I'm kind of curious what's in there. Can we go see what's in there real quick? This is the kind of place, Possery, that I would love to go. I know there are some abandoned theme parks and stuff like that around the world. That is something I definitely would love to be able to check out at some point. Like, just travel and go and see stuff like that. I know I'm probably a little weird for saying that, but it seems like it would be interesting. What do we have here? Dissuade them. They have sent an inspector to investigate the accidents at the park. I've given him the grand tour and spoken about all of our safety upgrades, but he seems unconvinced. In this case, the park itself is working against me. This dour man has become more and more intractable the more time he spends in the park. I've offered to pay for his stay in the Overlook Hotel. In the Overlook Hotel? Jesus! First Shawshank, and now we're going into the Overlook from The Shining? Wow! To get him out of here. It seems to have made him even more paranoid. I don't think this man is going to allow my park to stay open. This is a disaster for my ultimate goals. So we've got Andy Dufresne from... What am I trying to think? It's Andy Dufresne from the Shawshank Redemption. And then now we have the Overlook Hotel, which is apparently on this island also, which is from The Shining. Anything over here? Oh, that's nice. It's turning by itself. Overgrown, benches. Hey, here's some newspaper.
What is this about?
Nathaniel Winter, billionaire Mongol, announced his intention to build an amusement park on the fog-shrouded shores of Solomon Island, off the coast of New England. Winter made his fortune. Eccentric geriatric. He's digging far deeper than is needed for an amusement park, including several underground chambers which are too small to house machinery, if you ask me. The old man is looking for something buried beneath the island itself. Could this be the real reason that the eccentric businessman has relocated to this remote northern island? Is this corporate misdirection of the highest order by a crafty entrepreneur? With the disputes over the Blue Ridge mine with the native population ongoing, there is definitely something buried beneath Solomon Island. Perhaps Nathaniel Winter is going to surprise us all. Interesting. Now this right here is interesting because it's completely out of place for the rest of the island. This is oh gosh, what is it called? I can't remember the name of it, but they're around Japanese temples, and what they do is they as you walk through them, I believe, if I remember correctly, they're supposed to be gates so that when you enter the spirit world, and it's sewage pipe spotlight into the mountain. Please don't ask me why it scared me. It's too young to remember why. I mean, sewer pipes can be scary.
It's a matter of public record that I am a failure as a mother. Once, when Callum was very small, I left him asleep in the car while I ran an errand. Don't even remember what it was. When I came back, the sheriff was standing next to the car, watching my boy through the window. I didn't like what I saw in his eyes. Judgment. He wrote me the ticket without saying a word. Just the scratch of his pen on the notepad. When he gave it to me, our eyes met. I know what you're going through. My daughter, Helen, she just gets some help. Help was a bolt of lightning. Help was 1,000 volts surging through my veins. Help is agony. I'd rather die. I wanted to scream. I'd rather you pulled your gun and shot me. But instead my mouth said, yes, Sheriff.
Seems like she's a little bit of an overreactor. Continually delayed by the incompetence of the builders. The problem is that they are locals, and so they believe a lot of the rumors about the old man Henderson used to do here. They grew up on those tales. Every time a bolt comes loose or a wrench goes missing, these fools are crossing themselves against the black magic. Of course, that is why I chose this site over all the other potentials. Solomon Island is a nexus for dark energies, and the thought of all that power just dissipating beneath the earth here, it makes my skin crawl. I called in a few favors back in Brooklyn and got someone at the local academy to see if they had any interesting books about local history. Turns out they do, and it turns out that Old Man Henderson has some pretty strong connections to the Brooklyn crowd. Perhaps something he wrote will help me find the piece of the plans that I am missing. Right? It's just all over. Oh, you're going this way. Fun fact, Possery, I used to actually do land surveying as a job. Very backbreaking work. Very interesting, though. And one time we had to do like a 10-foot deep ditch. Let's see. Decrease speed. Decrease speed. Last time it took like 3 pulls. But we had to do this 10-foot deep ditch, but it was filled almost halfway up with water. And because you have to do like the top of the ditch, its lip, the bottom crest, the middle, and the same thing on the other side, I had to walk the length of this ditch with this like ditch water up to my collarbone. And I had to walk through. It's blind. It's like brown muck water, trying to feel my way through. And it was just not the most fun. Like, I didn't know what I was stepping on. There was an apartment complex right next door to it, so I was like, I was stepping on people's trash. I was stepping on limbs and old overgrowth that had fallen down and settled at the bottom. So, and I had to actually walk by one of those like big, maybe like 4 foot in diameter sewer pipes. And I had to get some
People
readings
come into your life for a reason.
from about 10 feet
Dad used
to
to
20
say that
feet in
before
there.
Mom ran off.
And that was
After
not
that,
fun
he
at all.
mostly just drank. Things were different for Don and I. When we met, I was sweeping the floor at Susie's diner. He came in with some workers, but he didn't try to flirt or cop a feel like the others. He just ordered a coffee and sat there, watching me. When my shift was over, he offered to walk me home. I don't know how to describe that walk. We talked and laughed and eventually kissed. It felt like love.
Is she not
It felt like a
wondering
fairy
how
tale. I can't tell you if Callum was made that night or one of the ones that followed.
she literally just turned
I
off
think it has to be that night.
the
That
Ferris
one
wheel?
perfect night. Don and I moved in together, but then, well,
Does she not wonder how it
he
actually
died.
started going again?
according to the supervisor, his safety harness failed when he was working on the top of the Ferris wheel. Don was there one moment, and then gone. Sometimes people leave your life for no reason. I was 3 months pregnant with Callum. Fairy tale fucking over.
Well, that was a fun ride. Let's get ready to hop off, I guess. Oh! Oh my. Freaky dude was in here running the thing. On the Ferris wheel. There you go. Yep, okay, so we didn't go down this way? I think this was from the Octagon? Something or whatever it was, right? Yeah. So, that means if we go this way, we'll get to the roller coaster. Right? Yep, roller coaster. I wanted to know how it actually started. I mean, clearly, like, Freaky Deaky guy over there, like, started running it, but she just didn't question it. She didn't even close the door or anything. She's just like, yeah, I'm gonna sit here while this Ferris wheel starts to operate itself for me. Roller coaster ticket. Whoa! I mean, that's one way to open it up, right? Dang. Here's the bumper cars. That was crazy.
A lot of people idolize their children. You hear them talking about their kids and just the way they talk, their fucking voices make me want to vomit. My angel likes to read, and little Johnny is so good on the piano. Fuck those people! You give up 9 months of your life carrying them, you traumatize yourself giving birth to them, and then you spend the rest of your life as their slave. Wiping asses, mopping up piss, feeding them. Little life-sucking monsters who take and take and take until...
That got
we all
intense
go
real quick.
insane. Any parent who pretends otherwise is just dishonest. That's called choice supportive bias. I am honest. Callum really grinds my gears, and he owes me everything. Everything. It'd serve the little fuck right if I just abandoned him.
Damn! Something tells me she needs a little bit more therapy. And yes, silly bunny. Yes, indeed. She's like looking for her kid, who apparently she just is more than okay with abandoning at this point. Jesus. I saw that. I'm gonna come over here. I haven't checked this yet. Sideshow alley. But yeah, she's like watching, going on rides and everything. Oh, that's good. Sort of like Fallout 4. I gotta find my son, but oh, hey.
The
somebody
whole
needs me to do
town was
something
shocked
for
by
him.
that one. Never found out who did it.
Yesterday evening, visitors to Atlantic Island were shocked and horrified by the discovery of a dismembered corpse behind the cotton candy stand. According to the local authorities, the corpse has yet to be identified. However, they have confirmed the remains appear to be those of a child. The corpse was discovered by a group of teenagers from the Innsmouth Academy who noticed a pair of ravens tugging at something just out of sight behind the shack. Nathaniel Winter, the owner of Atlantic Island Park, has released the following statement. It is a true tragedy when something like this occurs, especially in a space that was designed to bring forth happiness and joy. The staff of Atlantic Island Park offer their condolences to the family and friends of the victim and will cooperate fully with the authorities to help bring this case to rest. The Solomon Chronicle will provide daily updates on this story going forward. Interesting. Whack-a-jack. Another gate. Nothing? Okay. Well, we hear manic laughter and we have blood splatters, so clearly this is the direction we need to be going.
Poor bastard.
Examine the corpse.
Who did this to him?
Who wants to bet it was Chad the Chipmunk? Oh! There's Chad! Speaking of Chad. Okay, so what do we do? try and leave, or... Okay, apparently we don't try and leave. I mean, she's just... There's that. There wasn't anything on this table earlier, was there? No. Yeah, let's just take some pills. That sounds like a good idea to me.
These are mine.
Oh, good. My pills are here. They've come to me. What? Destroy reality. Fuck gravity. Can't remember. Can't see what this says. It's not quite... Something banned is a fat pig, but his daughter is hot. I can taste your dreams. Not safe. The League. Your mother. Say no to graffiti. Some kids laugh and some kids cry, but mostly children simply die. 1980s. Are you better off than you were 4 years ago? Reagan, 1980. Don't believe anything they tell you. Fear the boogeyman. Stop picking your nose then. Ha 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 ha. Counter graffiti. Okay. Oh, well there's Homeboy. So, nothing to do with that. I mean, they do if they're magical and, you know, you really, really need them. You don't know. You don't know my pills. Stack of bunnies.
Don't touch me.
Hey. Where'd he go? This way? I thought he went this way. I mean, this lady is high as a kite right now. Bonk. Pickled punks. You guys want a delicious pickled punk? And Homeboy's gone again.
Oh God, no!
Boom. Whoa. Okay. Let's go back to the, we know we can go this way now. Let's come back over here to the roller coaster. We gotta have fun on the roller coaster. We can't go all the way through the game without doing all the rides, right? I mean, Sam, you watched, I'm betting, the entire Call of Cthulhu playthrough. At what point did he start needing the loony bin, right? Okay, so okay, not that way. Okay, so we gotta go.
I always wanted to ride this one. Never got around to do it before.
Never got to ride the roller coaster. Now I can, because my creepy scarecrow-looking friend over here. Okay, he's not here anymore, or was he? I don't know. Ride the roller coaster. We clearly saw he was not in that booth. Who wants to bet he's going to be in that booth? Let's look over. Oh, called it.
What do you want?
We need to talk about Callum.
What do you mean? What have you done to him?
I That's insulting. You and your boy are everything that this place doesn't want. The antithesis of what we stand for.
Where is Callum?
The poor child. He tried so hard to do what he was taught. He even left you a trail of breadcrumbs. But the park is just so hungry.
Tell me where my son is.
The witch has him now. Has both of you. No happy ending here, I'm afraid.
You're not wrong.
Just leave me alone.
Fool. You always were.
Here we go. Well, there's a fun little roller coaster. Full of psychosis and insanity. Still like the god rays from the moon. Well, that was fun. Who wants to go again? And of course, no more Mr. Scarecrow. Let's see, it works! The calculations and adjustments worked. The transport and storage mechanisms seemed to be flawless. What a wonderful day. If only these people knew what they were fueling. And so, what if a few people leave the park at the end of the day feeling dour? So what if the children are more scared than excited on the roller coaster? This could be the doorway to immortality, and such doorways open only to those who have the will to find the key. I mean, she was saying that she wasn't all that opposed to just abandoning the kid, and he was basically a life leech. That awkward moment when
The witch awaits.
when you run over anyone on a roller coaster. Okay, we have a flashlight. Whoa-oh, whoa-oh. What happened here? Hold on. Not sure what's going on. Okay, well, now I have a white bar up at the top.
Callum has bruises on his arms, finger marks. Someone has been hurting him. I've asked him, demanded really, to know where he got the marks. But he doesn't want to answer me. Something has scared him into silence. He doesn't dare talk.
Oh, this doesn't seem to
He's been changing too.
be affecting what you
Something
guys see.
sinister lurks in the
That's good.
darkness behind his eyes. I catch him staring at me at odd moments. In the night, he tosses and turns and cries out words that I cannot understand. When I try to soothe him, he snaps and bites at my fingers. I think he wants to talk to me. I think he wants to tell me. But they are watching him every minute of every day. They are whispering to him in his sleep, changing him. They are taking my baby away from me. I can save him. And there will be pain. But I love him, and in the end, he will understand why.
She is very inconsistent.
The park is a collage of contradictions all of its own. Millions of people die every year in car crashes, and the park has little cars designed specifically to simulate that action. Hear the children scream with joy. In the sideshow alley, you can walk away with 15 cents worth of mass-produced Chinese teddy bears, while a grinning carny pockets your hard-earned $5. And what secrets lie beneath the sullen waters of the lake? The tears of jilted lovers, the soiled condoms of illicit affairs, the clotted blood of the lonely suicide. And the face of the witch looms over it all. I've always despised her toothy grin and warty nose. I hate that sparkle in her weathered, watchful eyes. I think Callum is waiting for me. Inside.
Shall we? This lady is just like all kinds of crazy right at this point, right?
Callum?
Oh good, they gave us the flashlight. I don't think this thing's a clown. Logan, if you came back to watch some of this later on, I don't think I'd count that guy as a clown. See, there's Chad the Chipmunk. In a mirror. That's... Whoa! Not what I was expecting from like a Hansel and Gretel horror house thing, but still very cool. That's freaky, but still also cool looking. Oh, come on, guys. Wait. Oh, good, that one disappeared. It's like, that's the one thing I don't like. It's smaller games. It's like, I understand you guys need to save money on reusing assets, but if it's for this like last thing, you can, you know, mix it up just a little bit, right? Can't you? It's a cool werewolf looking thing. Anything there to read? No? Werewolf dude? Nothing over here. Okay. Oh, that was weird. Oh, look at this guy. He's kind of cool. With his buttons and everything. Gas mask guy. What's this? Ooh. Is he down there? They do really good with the scratching and just like the atmosphere work with using sound to try and like draw your attention, do stuff like that. Let's see, what's... There you go. Okay, so there's two different paths here. Let's go to this one first. Look around it. Someone said boo. But who? I think this is probably one of the best parts of the game right here. Look at that one. Yep. And okay. Place to sit down. Oh. Oh, good.
One little dove went out one day.
Huh. Well, at least you know he can move. It is silly. It is, the graphics are very cool. It's an older game, it's a 5-year-old game, but it's still... I think the fact that they went with a more stylized graphics helps it age better. Okay. We've lost our flashlight. What do we got here? Nightmare Circus. Circus burns to the ground on opening night, killing dozens. The homeowner is put to death by an enraged mob of townsfolk just as he shouts out a curse. Now Raven, a dark-souled wanderer, comes to the ruins at dusk in search of his missing mother. Let the show begin. Oh, that's fun. So, sounds like a Stephen King novel almost. Though
After
everything in
they let
this
me
is
out, they gave me
referencing
Callum
Stephen
back
King
and sent me
stuff.
home with a handful of breadcrumbs. Home, bittersweet home. I barely recognized it. Where there had been color and light, there were shadows and regrets. Where there had been warmth, there was a bone-deep coldness that never went away. I tried my hardest to keep the ghosts at bay. Don, watching from the dusty corners while I tried to teach his son to read. My father, coldly assessing me and finding me lacking.
I don't think we can get out of
I
this until
devoted
she
myself
stops
to
talking.
Callum, did the things that they told me. It will get better, they said. Every day will be a little better than the last. I'm in the woods now, lost and afraid. Things never got any better.
Can I stop looking at this power company thing now? Oh, what's this? Hunger, the true story of the Donners with gingerbread men. April 16th, 1846, a group of covered wagons began 2,500-mile journey to California. Just 8 months later, they found themselves stranded in Sierra Nevada mountains with very little to bite or sup. It was to become one of the greatest tragedies of westward migration that the world had ever seen. Now our panel of Donner experts have uncovered compelling evidence that the families were forced to resort to cannibalism in order to survive that terrible winter. In this never-before-exposed read about how the Donner children were forced to eat their brothers and sisters in order to survive, all here in the pages of this shocking true story. Sorry, I had to get some water to help my throat there. The Wilting. With this novel, Susan Anscombe cements her place as one of the most important science fiction writers of a generation. A solar flare has struck the Earth. Millions of people are uprooted from their homes. A young meteorologist searches desperately for a way to stop global overheating, and an exotic dancer named Chance O'Hara is the key to saving the world again. There's a book for everyone, right there. Mom and me in car. The ducks. Examine the drawing. I love you from Callum. That was weird. Sam and the wrench. Open the door. Close the door. Can't go through that one. Read the letter. Miss Millard, as we agreed in our meeting today, we consider you fully recovered from your illness. This letter is official notification that you are considered sound of mind and body and may return to work anytime. Please note that you should discontinue any medication that you have been using and dispose of any remaining medicines. If you feel at any time you are suffering a relapse, then please make contact with your local physician immediately. We wish you continued good health. Lorraine, I received your letter and I'm quite surprised you ran off with your father off all those years ago, then disappeared off the edge of the map, and when I finally tracked you down, refused to answer any of my letters. And now you write to me asking for help. I have another family now and another life. Your father was a horrible man, and I regret the years that I wasted with him. I loved you, I truly did, but every year you grow more and more like him. You were his girl, never really mine. Still, I would have fought for custody if you hadn't run away with him. It broke my heart, but I needed to go on living. I can't let you back into my life without picking open old wounds. I'm sorry, Lorraine, but I just can't do it. Maybe one day it'll be easier and I can meet Callum, but not yet. I'm not ready to forgive you. Huh. Our inquiry into the state of Mr. Donald Williams has been completed. We regret to inform you that the primary beneficiaries of his estate, including the life insurance settlement for his accidental death, were listed as Rose Williams and Richard Williams of New York State, the deceased parents. Our agency made contact with Mr. and Mrs. Williams and explained your situation, especially as regards to the birth of Donald's son Callum. Unfortunately, they were not receptive to our overtures, and they specified that without any legal proof of a biological relationship, they consider you ineligible to receive any of the monies from Donald's estate. So she didn't get anything after her husband died. Interesting. They have asked that we no longer contact them regarding this matter. I understand that this may have a negative impact on your current financial situation, and I hope that I am not being too forward when I close the bill for our services with this letter. So not only are you not getting any of the insurance money from your husband's death, we're giving you our bill now. Please pay us money. We're still playing, Logan, but welcome back. Relapsed on magic pills that showed up just whenever she needed them, right, silly bunny? Didn't we just... Okay, so this is going to be a thing, I guess. Nightmare Circus. Waiting on a child for taking, using joy for baiting while the mother's mind is breaking. Why is it doing this? Okay, that's weird. Oh, more pills! Things aren't right between us at the moment. I know I want to try and explain it. I think it is because I am so far from home and I am working so hard every day. Working at the park, it gets worse, like a spring inside my mind, winding tighter and tighter and tighter. We go for drinks after work. It gets a little better. The guys relax, we laugh, and we're good people again. I don't want to come home to you without being in my right mind. But when this job is done, I need to get out of this space. We need to go back to the place, where I don't feel like this anymore. I love you, Donald. P.S. I was thinking about names for our boys and girls. I like Callum for a boy. Huh. Like nothing, we're in the same room, but nothing's the same so far. Like reading everything is different. So like the story of Holodomor, when it was the Donner Party, not Holodomor. In the spring of 1933 in the Soviet Ukraine, an entire population found themselves without food. Over the course of the coming months, the situation grew critical, and reports of mass malnutrition began to filter into the upper echelons of government. The people had been left with very little to bite or sup. It was to become one of the greatest tragedies of mass starvation that the world had ever seen. Now our panel of Soviet experts have uncovered compelling evidence that the families were forced to resort to cannibalism in order to survive the terrible winter. In this never-before expose, read about how the starving parents cooked and ate their own children in order to survive, all here on the pages of this shocking true story. So that's different, too. Now, what's the wilting going to be about this time? Solar flare struck the Earth, man, you desperately waged stock lower. An exotic dancer named Lorraine this time is the key to saving the world. Again. So that it was like Charence or something like that the first time. Now it's Lorraine this time. And okay, so this has letters on it now. here. Huh. That's weird. Why does it keep doing that? Like, I'll click on like an object to put it away, and it's just, it'll bring up some weird box and then bring me to this, like the options screen. Hello? Hello? What the heck? Um... What? Why has it got me starting here again? What the heck? Is it still... Okay, I think I've found it. Can you guys still hear me? Because I've got it streaming now. Okay, I see it. I see it's back up on the screen. So we're gonna walk back through this a little bit. I won't bother reading the stuff between those last two. I'm sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened. Won't let me run through this either, so. Huh, that was weird. So, let me just walk through all this real quick. Get back to where we were. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. It's always fun when you start streaming when you've never really streamed before. I already did that. Oh good, we turned ourselves around. Haha, that's good. Speedrun Funhouse 2.0. Basically, except we can't run right now. It won't let us run through the funhouse. Some interesting news, however. Tomorrow, or is tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. Yep. So it's tomorrow I'm going to be going to the bank, and I'm going to be applying for a small business loan. Drop! Called it. I'm going to try and open up my own little business, or buy one, depending on how things go. We went this way, didn't we? Yep. I wonder if anybody's ever tried speedrunning this game. Like actually like straight up sprinting through most of everything and all that stuff. An escape room. Logan. Looking to open an escape room. Open up. Okay, so we've already gone through this once at least.
After they let me out, they gave me Callum back and sent me home with a handful of breadcrumbs. Home, bittersweet home. I barely recognized it. Where there had been color and light, there were shadows and regrets. Where there had been warmth, there was a bone-deep coldness that never went away. I tried my hardest to keep the ghosts at bay. Don, watching from the dusty corners while I tried to teach his son to read. My father, coldly assessing me and finding me lacking. I devoted myself to Callum and did the things that they told me. It will get better, they said. Every day will be a little better than the last. I'm in the woods now, lost and afraid. Things never got any better.
Okay. Milk, cheese, bread, butter, potatoes, apples, fish, sticks. Set to remember, take the pills. Follow up with Dr. Spencer. Yeah, this is about where we stopped. Because we didn't get to see that. Open the door. Examine the wine. It's wine. Close the door. Because we're polite. It's not going to be so much jump scares. We want to make it very atmospheric. That's mostly my plan. Very atmospheric, very immersive, intense, realistic rooms. Okay, into the state of Mr. Don Williams and completely regret to inform you that the party beneficiaries is... Okay, so, yeah. That one stayed the same, at least. Oh, that got a little darker real quick, didn't it? Okay. Teddy bear. Jump scares are hard to do in an escape room. Oh, now it's Hansel and Gretel. When you want to let the people who are going through them enjoy an experience, quote unquote, by themselves. You know, it's one of those things where they just. Ooh, hello. We have something like that in the one that I worked at. She is saking. I don't know. She is something. It's not so much a jump scare. It's more like a beating on the walls. But now there's blood on the floor. More pills. You don't want to. Too many jump scares will pull the people out of. It'll pull them out of the experience. Oh, hello! Look at that. That's nice. I don't want them to be pulled out of their experience. I want them to enjoy it as much as possible. Still can't run. Didn't run away. Priest really. Still, I would have fought for custody if you didn't run. Yeah, okay. History of Solomon Island. Who remembers? Probably date myself by being able to know what that is. Thank you, William. The new watch is very nice. It has made me a happy... Carrot? Okay. Freaky little, what's his name? Scarecrow dude. And the door was open already this time. Yay, dolls! Doesn't get quite as bad until you get... Boogeyman goes walk, walk, walking, sneaking, stealing, a stalk, stalk, stalking. Is he really a talk, talk, talking? Now is not the time for balking. Cerebral cortex win. Interesting. The story. The woodcutter's dead, the witch always wins. The woodcutter's dead, the witch always... Huh. And repeats itself ad nauseum. Interesting stuff going on here now. Hold on a second. My two best friends, Dawn and Laura. Still more blood on the cap. Bye. Say bye-bye. Head. Cry. See her cry. See her why. See her try. Say bye-bye. Make her lie. Something like that. Okay. Baby doll hit. Zolift prescription. Remember, you are alone. Nobody loves you. Callum is no longer who he once was. Nice. Door doesn't open. Ice pick. Oh, hey. There we go. Oh. It's banging. Oh, okay. This door is... It's interesting the way they're pulling this off. Today we consider you to be batshit fucking insane. Let's be clear, you in no way sound of mind and body, and you are a danger to everybody around you. Please note that your only escape from this should be drugs. A shitload of them, smoking, snorting, oral, intravenous. Take them any way you can, and as often as you can. That shit can only make your life better. In case there was any doubt, you are suffering relapse and nobody really cares. Nobody can help you now. Don't fuck this up. Dr. Spock. Damn. Thank you, William. The new watch has made me a very happy carrot. What's this one look now? Scratches over the guy. Interesting how they're pulling this off. Having you... You were right, Sam. They're making you... It's like they're having you repeat all of this and having it change and just get worse or just slightly different each time. I need you to focus on what we are discussing. The chipmunk killer, Steve Gardner. He was locked away for what he did to those kids. Nathaniel Winter hasn't been seen in years, but he's nowhere near Atlantic Island Park. We've established this. You know this. Okay. Now the music's going manic. That stayed the same. Okay, a son would be devoured, all the cattle would be enslaved, the shadow lies in your future or our domination. If you listen, Lorraine, you are key to damning the world. Bloody cap still. Forget Don, Dad, cannot him. Woo! No, not yet. Tablets. You will watch me rot. Nope, nope. Now it's got super quiet, didn't it? And something different.
Stories are told again
I like the
and
way that
again,
ceiling
and
looks.
from their shape we build our understanding of the world. Two children are led into the woods. They are lost for a time, but then are captured by an old witch. A child goes missing in Atlantic Island Park. He wanders lost for a time before finding his way into the mouth of an old witch. In the oldest version of this story, the mother and the witch were the same person. I never wanted to be the witch, but I am, aren't I?
I mean, you were, like, cursing about your child and all that, so... Yeah, you kind of are, lady. Kids broke in today. It has been so long since I heard laughter, so very long. I took one of them. I couldn't help myself. It was fast. The others didn't notice. I liked hearing him laugh, this boy from the academy. I put him on a slab. I tickled him until he couldn't breathe. My machines come to life, whirring in time to his gasp and shrieks. I think this is delightful. The change wrought in me by the machines is not yet complete. There must be other children I can lay on my slab. This is very reminiscent of the scene from Insidious when they're in the, what do they call it? The Further? And he comes up to his son who's like shackled, and they look back and they see like the demon in his room, sharpening his claws and stuff. Excuse me. Sorry. It's very... I like the old feeling of it. This is very much what we got, large cables? Yes, Possery. It certainly does. Oh, here we go. Cutscene.
Callum? 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 Callum!
Are those eyes behind her? He's got a Cthulhu shirt on! I can forgive this kid now for running us all over the place. Wait, what? Oh ho ho! Oh, she did it herself. Wait, is that it? Is that what we're ending on? Oh, no, not quite. Okay.
Hey, Lorraine. Lorraine. Don't blame yourself, Lorraine. People lose things all the time.
This guy's got a jar with a fly in it?
Take a deep breath and think about the last place you saw your son.
In my heart and mind, I always return to Atlantic Island Park.
So we were just playing through her psychosis, I guess? I guess that was the whole thing? She's like trying to justify, or I don't know. Interesting. Interesting. I enjoyed the game. It was pretty awesome. Especially just for walking around and, you know, reading and enjoying the atmosphere and the mood that it brought together. The little, like, hints, well, not so much little, oh so subtle, winks and nods to other horror genres and writers. It was... The ending's gonna have... I'm gonna be thinking about the ending for a while there because, you know... Yes, I did, Logan. I'm gonna be thinking about that ending. Did she kill him? Is she just... Or was that just her psychosis, like, giving up during a relapse? Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry about that weird, where the game crashed and everything. And I had it brought up for a few minutes before it actually came back up on stream. It just wasn't streaming it for whatever reason. But I think I'll call the stream here. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed, you know, like me getting to try and chat with you live while I played through this. Have a great day, and as always, you know, stay positive.